Look, I think a big part of it is you've got to think about what you're trying to achieve. And we're trying to achieve an ESG, a world-class ESG compliant portfolio that really people can invest in, and they know they're going to get a strong ESG guidelines. And really part of the tools we use for that are things like Sustainalytics, and we'll speak to some other sources of ethical research. But at the end of the day, that has to be the minimum level. We can't say, well, it's approved by them and therefore it's okay. That's a little bit like investing in a mortgage-backed security during the housing boom and then blaming Moody's and S&P when it goes pear-shaped. It's not good enough. You actually have to look at a bit deeper and say, does it actually pass ESG requirements? If I was investing in an ESG fund, would this be okay? And as a minimum, it has to be what we communicate to people and what our ethical researchers provide. So the way we've gone about this is we hired our own ethical analysts to do extra work around things when there were questions. And a good example is Inditex, which owns Zara, with the fast fashion company. And we did actually own it, and we just weren't sure. We just thought, yeah, it passes all the screens. Fast fashion's not a banned activity, but it just seems like something could be wrong there. I mean, really, clothes should not be disposable, and to make them that cheaply, doesn't it suggest there could be some poor labor practices? So we actually we did our own ethical research into it, and we've publicly published that, and we actually decided that it doesn't pass our ethical screens, and so we sold out. That actually proved to be very helpful, because recently we all saw what happened with Boohoo. Now, we didn't have an investment in Boohoo, but it was something that we could have looked at and we could have considered. But we decided in general, these fast fashion companies just don't really pass muster for an ESG investor and for us, for our requirements. And so we actually just let it go through to the wicketkeeper, so to speak. So I guess in summary, what I'm saying is this ESG, what we communicate and what the ESG research firms provide is the absolute base minimum. We actually have to provide something that is really ESG compliant as per what an ESG investor would look for. And that means sometimes doing your own work and often making decisions that might seem unpopular, but which are right for us and the underlying investor.